It has been a turbulent year for X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, since being taken over by Elon Musk. After more than a year of headlines about chaotic ownership, dealing with misinformation, and now advertising woes, how long can the social media platform X avoid a bankruptcy? Disney, Apple, and now Walmart have all said they are suspending advertising on X after Musk tweeted his agreement with an allegedly anti-Semitic tweet. 90% of X's revenue comes from advertising in 2022, and experts are now saying that company could be in some serious financial trouble. Joining us from New York this morning is Jasmine Enberg, an analyst with Insider Intelligence. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So Musk is the richest man on earth. And that being said, he is also highly leveraged. He took out the equivalent of more than $17 billion Canadian in loans to buy what was then called Twitter. How possible is it that X could go under in the coming year?
Well, it's certainly a situation that Musk would like to avoid, and he himself has admitted that an advertiser boycott could kill the company. And it's certainly true that it's going to be hard for X to pay its bills without advertisers. As you just mentioned, advertising makes up about 90% of X's ad revenues. And at Insider Intelligence, we are predicting that X's ad revenues will decline by about 54% this year, which is an unprecedented drop for any social media platform. And it also means that X will erase about 8 years of ad revenue growth, and its ad business is going to be about the same size as it was in 2015 as we enter 2024. Now, where Musk and I disagree is over who is responsible for the ad revenue declines. He, of course, has blamed advertisers. But if you pull back the curtain, the reason that many advertisers have left is because of comments, decisions, and moves made by Musk himself.
Yeah, it hurts their branding capital. So Musk has floated this idea of paid subscriptions a couple of times in the past. How likely is it then that X could switch to a model that doesn't require any advertising?
Look, subscription social media in itself is not necessarily a bad idea, especially for a platform like X that just really isn't essential for advertisers. But we don't have a successful example of subscription social media just yet. Doesn't mean it couldn't happen. And X, of course, is not the only platform that is toying with the idea of subscriptions, but it is the only platform that is trying to overhaul its monetization model to be less reliant on advertising. And as X is moving more towards the subscription model, the big problem for me is this. Musk is trying to convince users to pay for a platform that they're used to accessing for free, while simultaneously tearing apart everything that they love about it and not really providing anything new or innovative. So for better or for worse, because Twitter had a lot of problems even before Musk took it over, it was a beloved brand. It had a clear space in the social media landscape, and it had built up really good relationships with advertisers.
He's essentially asking them to subscribe to something that looks very different than what they had signed on to for free. Listen, he is a disruptor. It's part of what drives his success. But is there any methodology to his style of managing when you take a look at X?
Look, I don't pretend to know what's going on in Elon Musk's mind. And if there is a strategy behind it, whatever that strategy is, it's hard to imagine that any monetization model that he rolls out right now is going to be able to make up for the loss in advertising revenues. But his recent comments to advertisers, of course, were really shocking. But as you were mentioning, many of his moves shouldn't be all that surprising, right? We know that he's mercurial. We know that he's impulsive. We know that he has this hardcore work ethic. And he has made his disdain for advertising clear from the very start. And he's also made his plans for X clear from the very start. But when we're thinking about his overall strategy, what stands out to me and what I think is incredibly problematic is that he is treating X like a technology company that he can remake in his own vision. And social media is just as much about the people as it is about the platforms and the technology. And what users and advertisers want isn't aligned with what Musk wants for the most part.
That is a really clear indication of what is happening there and a really great description of it. Jasmine, enjoyed our conversation. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.